the restoration of our republic. We want to educate, encourage, enable the power. We stand for integrity, honesty, self-reliance, self-defense, and most importantly, no compromise on our foundational principles. This is America's Voice Now.
Find America's Voice Now on Facebook and at americasvoicenow.org. Here's Michael Evans.
You know what, America? I gotta tell you something. I'm getting tired of sitting here exposing this stuff day in and day out, and no one cares. And it's gonna get to a point shortly at which I'm gonna say, I'm wasting my time here, and I'm not gonna bother to do this anymore, because I've really reached the point where I can no longer sit by and watch the abuses go on in this nation while America pretends that it doesn't matter. And you know, if America just wants to be left alone until they come with a gun to your head, that's fine. But I got to tell you, standing out here in the wilderness, screaming from the top of my lungs to educate and awaken you and the millions around you, while no one seems to really care and no one's willing to take action to stop this, is just ridiculous. I'm putting my own life at risk, and nobody cares. Nobody seems to give a damn. The TSA is going to make you go through the most invasive, abusive searches. And by the way, this is tied to Real ID, if you're not aware of it. If you don't have, by 2017, if you don't have a Real ID with a chip that identifies everything about you, you will not be allowed to board a plane. They don't care about background checks at that point. You're either going to have the little chip in your card or you won't fly. Now, what are you going to do with an entire state of residents like the state of Missouri that has barred the use of that chip in legislation that says Real ID can't be implemented here in Missouri? How are you going to get around that, TSA? How are you going to get around that, federal government? How are you going to get around that, United Airlines, American Airlines, Delta, Southwest? What are you going to say? You don't have the right card, you can't fly? What are you going to do because you don't have the right card and you find you cannot get on the plane to go do your business trip, to go see your mother who's dying, to go visit your kid in a hospital because he was injured in an automobile accident in a foreign state and you got to get over there? What are you going to do? You're going to walk off with your head hung low and get in a car and drive 1,800 miles because you can't get there in 4 hours. Now you got to wait 36 hours to go see your family member because you don't have the chip. This article in the New York Times ought to explain it all to you. But I got to tell you, folks, if America doesn't stand up shortly, and I mean like sooner rather than later, I see no point in putting my own safety and my own family in harm's way for a bunch of people that don't want to be saved. Apparently, they don't. In New York, they've been using the Easy Pass toll tag system. You know, the one that you stick up on the windshield so you don't have to stop at every toll booth when you just drive through? Well, guess what? Turns out New York traffic agencies have been using those to monitor motorists across the state. Not just for your tolls. They've been connecting your toll tags and your travel even when you're not anywhere near a toll booth. So they've got readers all over the place that say, well, we're not going to smack him for a toll, but we're just going to monitor that he was here. He passed here. He passed here. He passed here. New York City Department of Transportation and Transcom, a traffic management agency, admit, wait till you hear this, that for the last 20 years, they have been using antennas to connect the Easy Pass toll tags in vehicles driving across more than 3,000 miles of public non-toll roads, not just in New York, but in neighboring states as well. Now, I grew up in New Jersey. I used to have an Easy Pass because when you go through the bridge, and of course nobody at the time, this is when they first came out with it. I haven't lived there in 15 years, but no one knew at the time that these things could be that these things would be transmitting in the way that they are. The truth is, they're already tracked. They don't need GPS. All you got to do is drive by some place where the antenna exists and it reads and snaps. Oh, there goes Mike. Quote, "We're being watched in ways that I think none of us would have imagined," said Donna Lieberman, the executive director of the New York Civil Liberties Union. "It's happening without any public scrutiny, without any decision that's consistent with checks and balances." A privacy advocate discovered the massive size of the program after he created a device that alerted him every time his toll tag was connected to an antenna. This guy says, "I took my Easy Pass and I figured out how it could let me know when it was transmitting. Then I reverse engineered the Easy Pass protocol radio. Even when he drove down roads nowhere near a toll booth, his device went off multiple times. He realized that the agencies were purposely installing toll tag readers hidden under regular traffic signs to track drivers as they drove through. Not surprisingly, the Easy Pass term and condition states nothing about the tracking program, which was not previously announced to the public until this guy exposed it. New Yorkers have a right to know what the purpose is, whether it's improper, and the right to insist that our elected officials rein in this practice. Ladies and gentlemen, stop demanding that the beatings, or stop begging your slave master for the beatings to stop. Go in there, take these people from Easy Pass, put them on trial, and then put them in prison. That's from Lieberman. It gets better, though. The elected officials across the country are doing exactly the opposite of backing off. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is now pushing for all vehicles sold in the U.S., anything new, to be equipped with a vehicle-to-vehicle communication system known as V2V. Basically, what this says is that it would allow them to talk to each other through a GPS data under the guise of accident prevention. And every car is a repeater for every other car. So even if you're not within range of one of their towers, if you're in range of another car, each car is just forwarding off and repeating the signal around and around and around and around and around. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get more 1984 than this crap. I don't understand why people refuse to stand up and stop this. All right, I'm going to get onto this story that I started to talk about in the last segment. This family had their 5-year-old taken from them. The Child Protective Services wants to suppress this video evidence, and so now they're punishing and persecuting the family. This guy is a veteran of Iraq, and his family has been torn apart. His 5-year-old put into foster care, and he's done absolutely nothing because his grandfather got caught with some weed, and his grandfather lives in his house. This is insane. CPS won't take children from the parents from parents who are obviously got railroad tracks up and down the inside of their arm, and this guy's innocent, but they're going to persecute him because he fought back. I got to tell you, if this story doesn't blow your doors off, Scott and Sarah Rolick, the parents of Stevie, a 5-year-old, were raided because their grandfather, who resides with them, was caught selling drugs miles away from the house. Police found a small amount of the grandfather's contraband, and they did not arrest Scott or Sarah with any crime. They didn't charge him with anything because it was the grandfather's. Clearly, the grandfather no longer resides in the house. He's been removed. 5 days later, California Child Protective Services came in with the police. To prove Scott and Sarah were drug-free, they agreed voluntarily to take a drug test at the police station. They both passed with flying colors and were released. To their horror, CPS comes back anyway and takes their 5-year-old, and they put the 5-year-old in an abusive foster home. The CPS worker, Christy Byrne, lied in the report, in her written report, claiming Scott and Sarah were under arrest and had been charged with being under the influence of a narcotic in order to snatch the kid. This, ladies and gentlemen, is flippin' kidnapping. Scott and Sarah's home has been described as, quote, the playground of the neighborhood, where other parents allow their children to play. The foster home, on the other hand, that's holding their 5-year-old daughter, has all the toys wrapped in plastic baggies because of lice infestations and tick infestations and fleas. And older kids who bully Stevie and their aggressive behaviors are a daily routine. Here's the problem. This guy went and videotaped what they were doing to him when he went to a meeting with these scumbags at CPS. And when you hear, I wish I could show you this videotape, but I can't because our system is not capable of it. Wait till you hear this videotape.
Ride your bike, Stevie.
Okay, I got to caution you, there's some language in this, and since this is radio, I'm going to have to try to mute it when it happens. But actually, let me skip past this section. There's a guy screaming there to get in a door. He's one of the people who lives at this foster home where this guy's kid is being kept. And I can't play it for you because it's full of foul language, and this goes off on regular radio, and I don't want to have to sit here and edit for an hour afterwards. But basically, Scott and Stevie's parents were raided, and they essentially went into a meeting with this person from CPS, and CPS told him that basically what he had to do in order to be able to get his kid back was, after he'd taken this drug test, he had to go to NA and AA meetings, and that it didn't matter whether or not he was a drug user. This is what the court wanted, and that the only way, and you should hear this woman talk. I mean, it's just incredible. Here it is.
And what are your perceptions of what you need? Basically, what do you need to do in order to get Stevie back to you?
You know, I need to first find out why they wrote so many lies in here, and I have proof to, back all that up. Straight from going from the police station, or coming from my house to the police station and testing clean.
So basically, it's showing that the report is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then something else that was mentioned in the court orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, here it comes. This is a court order stating that he must do the following things. Now, he's clearly got them already in a lie, because they wrote in a written report that he had been arrested for drug use and failed the drug tests, and he's got documented proof that he hasn't failed the test. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Was Narcotics Anonymous meetings or AA meetings?
No, I'm not going to go to
I'm just telling you what's being asked of you. It's your choice to do or not. It's better to just do it and suck it up and look.
It's better to just do it and suck it up. Listen to this. Listen to this woman tell this guy. I'm so incensed when I hear this. I mean, I'm beyond infuriated.
Better to just do it and suck it up and look good in court than not doing it.
Look good in court.
I don't have time to go to take. I'm not going to go to no alcohol or whatever it is, narcotics. No.
So, basically, you would also be asked to do drug treatment and parenting. It's something, I'll mail it to you in the mail.
So now he has to do drug treatment and parenting classes as well. The guy's been accused of nothing. He's guilty of nothing. He's an Iraq veteran. He's passed the test. He voluntarily took a drug test. They've stolen his kid. I'd be at war with these people. Take my kid. I'm telling you right now, every American citizen should be completely insane over this issue. And this is not isolated, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening all over the country. These child protective services, they're doing this kind of stuff. You heard about the situation, I think it was in Massachusetts or Boston, with that 15-year-old daughter that they took from this other family. What part of police state don't you get?
Again,
I understand.
if you don't
standard,
do it, you don't
standard
do it.
procedure like everything else is.
Yeah. If you don't do it, you don't do it. But it's better to suck it up than not do it, because again, it's going to make you look bad in court.
No, that'd just make me look like I'm a drug user, and I'm not. So.
Like I said, it's better for you to do it than not do it. And I don't know
why
if you
would
want
I?
me to go information right now, or
Why would I do that if I'm not a drug user?
Because it makes you look better in court. You want
Because
your daughter
it makes
back.
you,
Wouldn't that?
because it makes you look better in court. You see, this girl isn't interested in justice. She is only interested in giving this guy an advice. And I mean, I get it. This is the standard mantra you hear from monsters, right? This is exactly what monsters tell you. Don't worry about it. Just let me eat you, and I'll make it so painless that you don't have to worry about it. I mean, that's the argument you're being given. If you want to get your kid, shut up and go along with the program. Wait until you hear what happens, and wait until you hear the next segment, because this one's going to blow you away. When he didn't suck it up, watch what happens.
Because it makes you look better in court. You want your daughter back.
Wouldn't that be like saying that, hi, I'm a drug user, I need help?
No.
That would.
Not in our eyes.
Okay. So, he refused to go and get the drug treatment, and refused to join AA or NA or whatever the heck it was. And meanwhile, they have a court date, by the way, April 2nd, okay? And so here's what it is. We're going to do something to help this guy right now, because we have an opportunity to do something positive that can actually affect this guy's case. And what we're going to do is we're going to contact these people to make sure that, one, California Protective Services, if you want to call it that they understand that America won't stand and tolerate this crap anymore. Christy Byrne, she's the CPS worker who lied in the report to get this kid taken away. Here's her phone number, 805-654-3444. I'm going to give it to you again, 805-654-3444. Now, here's the worker on the video that told him to just suck it up and go along with the program. Her name is Jennifer Hockenabel. 805-654-5289. That's 805-654-5289. The goal of this, ladies and gentlemen, is to call these people up and let them know that we, America, are watching them, and we are watching them in a massive way. I mean, their phones should be so jammed that the phone should be literally sitting on their desk smoking. Now, wait till you hear this. This is the segment where the guy records the conversation on his cell phone, and since he posted this first video of him talking to this CPS agent and representative who told him to just suck it up, watch this.
Hello?
Hi, I'm trying to reach Mr. William Rolick.
Yes, this is him.
Hi, Mr. Rolick. This is Carmen Franco. I'm a supervisor with Children and Family Services.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm actually Jennifer Hockenabel's supervisor.
Oh, okay.
There's just a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to let you know who I am, and if you had any questions, you're more than willing free to ask me, and I can try to help you.
Okay.
But I also wanted to call you in regards to the visit that was scheduled for today with Stevie, that is going to be canceled because visits with Stevie now at Casa Pacifica have to be supervised.
All right, so they've canceled a visit with his daughter, and they've told him going forward, not only is this visit canceled, but all future visits have to be supervised. Wait till you hear the reasoning in this monster's voice. Wait till you hear it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if this woman isn't charged criminally with kidnapping or accessory to kidnapping, I give up on America. I give up on a whole lot of you. Every one of you in California should be storming this person's office. You should take this kid back by force and return it to the parents.
Well, how could they go from being unsupervised to supervised?
Well, they were actually monitored, which means that there is some level of supervision. But they are going to supervise now because of the videotaping of the children that are there and posting them online, as well as the illegal videotaping of Jennifer during an interview and posting that online.
I didn't post anything.
We have a post on YouTube that has a video of Jennifer's interview with you, as well as children at Casa Pacifica being videotaped. And that is a confidential foster location, and there are other children that are there. So, again, that was an illegal act.
We videotape there all the time, and they said it's okay.
I'm sorry?
We videotape there all the time. They never said anything.
What I understand is there was no knowledge that videotaping was happening.
I was knowledgeable of it.
knowledgeable of it. They were being videotaped without their knowledge.
No,
As well as Jennifer was videotaped without her knowledge.
our children were knowledgeable of being videotaped.
Okay, I'm also explaining to you, sir, that Jennifer was also videotaped without her knowledge.
That's not illegal.
So, there's a posting online with other children at a confidential foster location, as well as Jennifer.
But that's not illegal to
do it without other people's knowledge. It is, sir.
No, it's not. As long as one party knows that they're being videotaped, that's me. I'm the party. It's not illegal.
The other parties did not know that they are being videotaped, and that is illegal.
No. If there's two people in a conversation, as long as one party knows they're being videotaped, that's legal. Now, if I was to videotape two parties separately from me, and without their knowledge and recording them, that's illegal.
Okay, sir. Well, our county council has been involved in this, and we were told that it is illegal. So I'm going to go off of what they're saying to me. That's as far as I know.
Could I speak with your supervisor?
I am a supervisor, yes.
Can I speak with your supervisor?
His is with Tim Mudders.
Is that your supervisor?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions?
Could I speak with your supervisor, please?
Oh, you can call the front desk. I can't transfer you from my phone, but I can give you the front desk number.
Okay, and you're canceling my visit with my daughter today?
Yes, because the issue is that the visit has to be supervised, and there's no spots for supervision.
Well, when is the next spot for supervision?
Well, you would have to call in and check in on that.
Who do I call for that?
You would call Casa Pacifica. So you would contact Casa at 445-7800 and ask to speak to intake and say that you'd like to have a supervised, or you'd like to have a visit with your child, and that they are supervised. They only have a certain amount of slots during the day.
So you're telling me that my visits are now supervised because of videotape?
Of illegal videotaping, sir.
No, legal videotaping. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying that our attorney stated that it was illegal videotaping, and the visits are supervised now.
Can I have your attorney's numbers, please?
I will give you my supervisor's number, and then your attorney has the other attorney's numbers. So I would contact your attorney.
Would you mind if I recorded this conversation over again?
No. No, I don't want it to be recorded.
Why?
Because I'm saying right now that I don't want it to be recorded.
Well,
That you're more than welcome to contact your attorney.
I would like you to tell me what you just said on a recording, please.
No.
Why not?
Sir, I'm not going to go into the conversation with you in a circle.
All right, we're getting wrapped off here. I got to tell you, folks, there's only another minute or so left of it. This goes, look, here's the deal. You have the right to call these people. Carmen Franco, that's the woman who was just on the phone, 805-654-3444. That's 805-654-3444. And let her know what you think of her. Christy Byrne, who's the one who lied on the report, you can get a hold of her also. Her number is 805-654-3444 also. This is Ventura, California, Child Protective Services. Every American should be flipping out.